Hey everybody, it's Mike from Reno Propulsion Labs here. Today I'm here to talk to you about Shredlights. I've done a complete review on them and all the different mounting systems. And before I get into that, I just wanted to throw out real quick here. I've got my Begode Master of Puppets t-shirt on today. If you want to order one of those, you can go to my website, renopropulsionlabs.com. We also have a pretty good discount code for the Shredlights too. The link for that will be in the description, and I'll mention it again here before the end of the video. So let's get started. So first I just want to give a brief overview of Shredlights. Shredlights are little detachable headlights for E-skates, EUCs, one wheels, tilt board, anything that you want basically. Anytime you need light, Shredlights has got a good system for you. So the lights that I'm going to be reviewing today are the SL1000, which is the biggest light they've got. It's their headlight. So I usually use this one on a helmet when I'm riding. You can use it other places. The SL300 series, which are smaller headlights, they would go on the front of an E-skate or a one-wheel electric unicycle to provide a little bit more light in front of you. The SLR1s, which are tail lights, they're a little bit dimmer than the front headlights, but they go on the rear to, alert traffic and things behind you that you're there. And then last but not least, the SLFX series, which is one of my favorites. These usually mount underneath your board to give you some accent or accessory lighting. And then I'm going to go over a lot of their options for mounting systems. The big one I want to focus on today is their new magnetic mounting system, which was actually developed by a one-wheel rider. But we will go over that in a little bit more detail here in just a moment. All right, so this is the SL1000. The SL1000 comes with a starting price of $84.99. It has 1,000 lumens worth of power, which we're going to try to show right here. It's going to be very bright, and you're not going to be able to see it that well on the video. But this is a very bright light. Go ahead and turn it off. So there are 5 different power settings. So you can go from lower lumens to a higher lumens. It'll go 2 hours on a full charge at the highest lumen level. If you put it in one of the flashing modes that it has, it'll last for up to 36 hours on the lower lumen level. I usually keep mine the second from the highest, and I find I get about 3 to 4 hours worth of battery life. Plenty of time for a night ride. By the time the battery's dead, I'm cold and ready to go home anyways. So this is the SL1000. It's a headlight, and I take this one with me probably more than anything else. So second up here, we've got the SL300 series. The SL300 series is a 300 lumen headlight. Again, it goes on the front of your wheel, whatever you're riding. There we go. And again, it has multiple different modes. It does flashing, it does solid, and I believe it has 3 different brightness settings. So these lights are great to mount to the front of your EUC, your E-skate, your one wheel, e-bike, whatever it is that you're riding, and they'll give you just a little bit more brightness from the front. I know I ride one wheels a lot, and on my one wheels, if I don't have some extra light coming from the front, I don't have enough light. But these will help you, especially to see the smaller cracks, bumps, little rocks in the road, that type of thing. They work practically up to about 10 to 15 yards away when you're riding at a pretty good pace. The SL300 series starts at $39.99 a light, so you can get both of them for $80, and they mount right up to the front of your boards. So we'll talk a little bit about the SLR1 series. The SLR1 series is, again, just a red light. Goes right on the back of your wheel, and these guys start off at $39.99 a piece too. These ones are only 100 lumens, but obviously you're not trying to see things with these, you're trying to be seen with them. So you can probably be seen up to around 1,000 feet or so away. They're pretty bright red lights, especially at night. Again, these have the same mounting system. You can mount them anywhere on your board. I usually pick the back. Last but not least are the SLFX series. So these are really fun lights. They are Bluetooth capable. They have an app that goes with them. You can pick, I believe it's up to 10,000 different color combinations, different flashing patterns, different brightness settings. You can do pretty much anything you want with these. And one of the great things about them is they've got an auto on and off feature. So these guys will last for 3 hours, but if you know anything about riding a PEV, you're going to be stopping, getting off, taking pictures, chatting, going in to get sodas, whatever it is that you guys are doing when you're riding. These guys will turn themselves off automatically. They won't do it while I'm holding them, but if they don't move at all, they will just turn themselves off eventually. And then when you go to move them again, they'll turn back on. They may not move right now because I just powered them off. But basically, you move them, jostle your board, they'll turn back on, and then you get that accessory lighting again. They've got all kinds of different flash patterns, different modes, different ways you can get them to set up, and they do help a lot with visibility at night. So next I'm going to talk about the S-Lock system. The S-Lock system is a patented system that Shredlights came up with, and basically what it does is allows you to use a bunch of different mounts that Shredlights sells. This is a GoPro mount, so if you already have a GoPro on your helmet, you throw another mount on there and you can run the GoPro and the headlight. You can run this on pretty much any PEV you want to. I use this for my EUC. I mount them up on the front, and I'll show you a picture of that here in a few. And basically what happens, you just slide this guy in here like so. You got to give it a little bit of power and it locks into place, and it is not coming out as hard as you pull. Then you pull this guy down and it just slides out. To be fair, this headlight one usually lives on here, so it's a little bit tighter than my other Shredlights. But that's how the S-Lock system works. So you can use these. They've got skateboard mounts, which I'll show here in just a minute. They've got flat mounts that just use a 3M VHB backing. So you can stick those on pretty much wherever you want. And they've got, these are Velcro curved mounts. So you can Velcro these on, take them off, whatever you want to do with them. And then the one that I really wanted to highlight today, which is a new product that they just released, are the magnetic mounts. So these have a piece of rubber on the bottom and a really strong earth magnet, 2 of them down there at the bottom as well. If you've got something with a steel frame, like the tilt board, it will just pop right on there. If you don't, they sell it comes with a little black piece of metal with some VHB tape on the back like this that you can mount to your board. One thing that I found is you can also go to the store and just get some steel like mending plates, and they're usually like $2 or $3, and you get a pack of like 6 of them, and then you can cut those to shape if you want. You can paint them if you want. You can put them down and just put black tape over them, and those work just as well. I've got that set up on a couple of my boards that I'll show you here in just a second as well. I absolutely love these things. They are so easy to use. I have these guys set up with them already. Basically, I just pop them on the bottom of the board, pop them off if I want to change. And I think I'm going to start moving most of my setups to these other than on E-Skates. E-Skate setup is just so cool, and I'll show you guys that here in just a minute. But this is one of the coolest products that they've released in a while, and I absolutely love these things. So again, these are great.
You can just stick these things right to the roof of your car.
One thing that I found,
reach
and I'll
up to
show
the
a video
headliner
of it
and
too
stick
here.
right to the metal on the roof.
I thought that was really cool. We figured that out just the other night. So this is the Shredlight series that I'm going to be reviewing today. They've got, so since I purchased these guys, they have released plus models of the SL300, the SLR1s, and the SL1000, which are all Bluetooth enabled as well. Basically, what that does, it allows you to control all the lights via the app. So you can just jump on your board, hit go, and everything lights up for you. And then one other thing that I want to talk about before I get into showing you how the mounts go on the different vehicles and everything is their warranty. So Shredlights will cover any damage where there's defects or anything like that from the manufacturer, which is pretty standard with any device or product that you buy now. But one of the best parts of their warranty is they will warranty the locks that mount everything to your board. So if you're riding one wheel and you've got this thing sticky mounted to the bottom of your board and it fails and you lose the light, reach out to Shredlights and they will send you another one. I think that is ultimately what pushed me over the edge into getting these Shredlights. They're just great for peace of mind. Obviously, lighting and safety is important. It's great to be able to, see what's coming up, riding at night and all that. But one of the biggest things is these are definitely more expensive than other lights on the market. A lot of people just carry a flashlight around with them when they ride, and that works well too. But these things, I don't ever have to worry about these failing, because if they do, I'll just reach out to Shredlights and they will send me another light. I haven't had to test that yet though, because I haven't had any of these things fail on me. I had one instance where one of these mounts popped off, and that was because it was on the tilt board, and I'll show you a picture of where that is too here in a second. But basically, somebody was riding it and they stepped off and kicked it, and yeah, you can't kick the mount when it's attached to this, and then VHB 3M tape to the fender of the tilt board. But it otherwise has held up great on the tilt board too. So this is how I have these guys set up on my one wheel, and I've got them set up on both sides. These are the magnet mounts. If you take a look here, you can see this is the black mounting plate that came with it. The bottom mounting plate I did find was a little bit bigger than I would like it to be, so I cut it down the center with a Dremel. But the only reason I did that is because I like to access these bolts quite a bit down here to get the wheel off, and I change tires. Obviously, I work on this board a lot, and I just didn't want to have to reapply the sticky tape each time. And I have found that this works just as well as the full plate on there. Haven't had an issue with these things falling off or anything like that yet. Basically what I do, and I'm not going to show you the whole setup, I'm not going to do both sides, but we get one set up there, and then I will take one of the white lights, and I'll do this on both sides again, pop it into place, activate, and it sticks right there. Now this is the Float Life drop top bumper, and the nice thing about the drop top bumper is it kind of puts these rails at a little bit of an angle. It's by about 30-degree angle, so you get a little bit extra reach out of the Shredlights on those. I've seen people mount these things up under here. My fear with that is if you're doing nudges and that type of thing, they're not they're going to come off. You could mount stuff behind it and down here. That's usually not the best either. Right down here is great for these because there's not a whole lot of tricks or anything crazy you're going to do where you're going to be touching the bottom of the board here. And another option is to, stick one of them right up here on the top of your fender with, you could really use any of these mounts. Curved mount would work for it pretty well, and you could plop it into place right there if you wanted to. And it should be just outside of the field of range for your leg. This is my Vesk board. I built this one myself. Right now I actually have the colors synced up. I like the green and blue to go along with the green on the Vesk. Basically what I did down here on the bottom is I took some of those, the mending plates like I was talking about. I cut them down to size, and then this is actually a vinyl wrap that I did on the board itself. So I wrapped that in vinyl, and then I put some speed tape over it just to protect them, and they just pop right into place. And they just sit there. You can kind of move them around a little bit. It's the nice thing about the magnet. If you want them a little further forward, you can put them forward. You want them further back, you can do that. Doesn't make a difference. But yeah, they mount up just like that. And you've got nice undercarriage lighting. You can do the white underneath there too if you wanted to. Frankly, when I ride a one wheel, I like to have the under lighting. And I do like the couple white lights on the front, but I primarily use this attached to my helmet. And I'll show you that here in just a second as well. All right, so let me show you how these guys mount to a e-skate. So this is the Vmax Roadster e-skate. There's going to be a review coming on this thing here soon too. So basically what I have set up, let me flip this guy over here. So they've got a number of different mounting solutions for e-skate. So for this guy, what I would do is take my red lights and pop these guys both in the back. Again, very easy. They just slide right into place. And these are their flat mounts that can fit, depending on your trucks, will either fit really well under your trucks or really well over your trucks. Then I just slide these guys into place like so. Again, just pulling them off the magnet mounts and throwing them in there. And then you've got your headlights in the front. And they pop into place just like so. And now you're fully lit up. I'm going to turn these guys back on here in the rear. That is the nice thing about the Plus series again, is they do have that auto on and off, or I'm sorry, they've got the Bluetooth on and off, which is really nice. Now, let's say I've got this guy set up and I decide, maybe I don't want to ride that board today. So I'm going to pull out the old Evolve GT Bamboo series here. And I'll flip this guy over to make these on and off easy. And we're just going to switch everything over to this board. Again, you can buy all of these mounts directly from Shredlights.com. And I love the skateboard mounts. They just feel even more solid and secure than their regular mounts do, or than their sticky mounts do. But like I said, I have had zero issues with either mounting setup yet. We'll put those on last because I didn't have to. They do make the sticky mounts for them, but I ran out of sticky mounts, so I doctored something up myself. Then the reds just pop back here in the back, and these are their angled mounts. I wanted to go flat on the front, so I actually bent mine back into place using a press, but you obviously don't need to do that. So again, I ran out of the flat mounts. I use these things on all of my devices, and I've got more of them than I need to. So, so what I did down here is, again, I just took some of those mending strips. Great thing is they've got holes in them for screws, so I literally just screwed them into the deck. And then these guys just mount here on the bottom. So now I want to, ride the Evolve instead of the VMAX, and I am ready to go. I will say I am kind of new to the e-skate community. I met the owners of Shredlights actually at eSkateCon. Super great people. Were kind of explaining to me everything that they had. They had a great tent set up there. But yeah, so that's it for the e-skates and the one wheels. Let me change the camera setup around a little bit, and I will show you on the EUC and on the tilt board. All right, so tilt board, this thing's gigantic. One of the downsides with the tilt board is it doesn't have any lighting on it from the factory. So what you can do, you can take these guys. Again, this is a steel frame on the magnet mount. They just plop right on there, and they will hold into place right there, no problem. You can put them on the side if you want. You can kind of slide them down. The brake lever kind of gets in the side if you put it there. I like them right here because these things will just cast a nice light out. Throw these guys up on both sides. And then what I do on this guy is I will put the one SLR1 in the back, right up here on a GoPro mount. That holds it into place, and it gives you pretty good visibility from the rear. And then I will take two of these guys, the SL300s, and I plop them on front with the GoPro mount as well. The reason I use the GoPro mount for these is the fenders don't quite go all the way up to the top, and if I used a flat mount, they'd be pointed up at the sky. With the GoPro mount, you can adjust them and move them around. This one over here on this side, right here, is the one that fell off. It was attached here as well. My buddy got off the board, kicked it, and I just haven't put the new thing back on there yet. Again, I would argue that that was probably more of an issue with not the mount there itself, but the knockoff little GoPro mounts that I buy. I've got a ton of those things. I get them in bags off Amazon for $10 for 20 of them because I use them a lot, and they don't always hold up that great. And to be fair, it looks like that may have actually been the paint from the tilt board that gave way and not the 3M adhesive. All right, and then last but definitely not least is on the, well, this is my Begode Master. Basically what I've done is I put the GoPro mounts on the front and the rear. I can lock two of them here. And then up here on the front, I put another one right up here along the side. The one thing that I found, and in speaking with the owners of Shredlights, they've had issues with getting these things to mount to the bottom of an EUC. But what I have done in the past is just mount them right underneath my pedals. I'm a little scared to put this thing up here because it's glass, but I'll mount them right underneath the pedals on the pedal hanger, and it looks pretty good. All right, and then last but not least, of course, is the helmet mount. This one is, in my opinion, the most important of all the mounts. The great thing is if you got the thing right on your head, you can look whatever direction you're going and it's going to light it up for you. So the way I attach these is I pop on one of the GoPro mounts, just like so. And for my half face helmet, it just slides right up here in the top, just like that. And that thing's solid. That thing has been on there since I first got these Shredlights, and I have had no issues with that. I've had these for about a year now. And then for my full face helmet, I've got two options. I've got one set up here so I can mount it at the top. This is a modular helmet, and the top goes all the way up and over the back, which is great for riding EUC. The problem is it hits anything mounted on the top. But if I know I'm going to be riding all day with the chin strap down like so, I can pop this guy right up on the top like that, and I've got perfect mounting solution for a helmet. And if I am going to be using the side, I will put it right here on the side, and I can try to flip this up and back, and it doesn't hit, and it just lives right there on the side. So when I'm riding, I can see what I'm doing, and I can still adjust it in and out a little bit depending on.
So I took the SL1000 out to show off the brightness settings,
and I can use them there.
Here, it's very bright. You're not going to have any issues seeing anything in the road in front of you.
All right, and then one of the last things I wanted to show you guys here, just to show you exactly how much I love these lights. I custom made this box primarily for the lights. I've got a spot in here that's empty right now for, I've got my Float Life Hella Small Pump. Shout out to the Float Life. You can get 5% off there by using coupon code Reno Wheel. And then I've got my little mirror that I use that I put on my wrist with a little smartwatch, which I will review. I think it's a Lemfo smartwatch. I will do a review on that later. I can fit a scene in here, a couple battery banks, and my GoPro or my Insta360. And then it's all connected down here with a multi-charger port, plugs in on the side. And one of the coolest things that they sell, and I absolutely love this thing to death, it is a 1-into-4 USB. So right now this box isn't plugged in, but basically what I'll do is I'll take this guy, plug it in, and then I just pop each light. It'd help if I had that one up the correct way. I pop each light in, put them in here to charge them. One of the things that I found out pretty quick with these is you get back from a ride, it's late at night, you don't want to plug everything in, so you just throw it all in a pile in your garage or wherever it is that you store this stuff, and you forget to charge them, and then you go out for your next night ride and you've got dead batteries. Again, these batteries will last a long time, but some of these smaller lights won't, or some of the smaller, or the bigger lights, I guess, like the SL1000, especially if you're running it at full steam, it might give out on you if you don't charge it between rides. But you can just take these cool little 1-into-4 USB-C connectors, and you can just sit there and plug each and every one of these things in. Also want to give a quick shout out to Break Free. They've got one of their lights in here too, which I'll do a review on that later. They were right across at EskateCon from the Shredlights guys, and I think they have a great product as well. So I've got my Shredlights all plugged in. I've got an extra, which I can plug into any of these other guys here if I want to. I usually use it for the Insta360, and just close it up like that. So when I'm ready to go out for a ride, I just pop this guy shut, drag it out there with me. I am a little scared to leave it in the car because it looks like it's got a bunch of expensive equipment in it, which I guess it does, but I'm taking most of it out when I'm riding. But it's great because you bring this home like this at the end of your ride, you plug everything back in, you bring it home, you plug this one thing right there into the wall, and you're good to go. So if that's not a testament to how much I like these things, I don't know what is. That's it. I absolutely love these things. I use them, again, on pretty much all of my PEVs, and I won't go out on a night ride if I don't have these things charged up and ready to go with me. I will have a coupon code. Will be posted down below in the link in the description. You can get 10% off of your Shredlights order. They sell them individually. They sell them as packs. They sell them as kits. So if you've got an e-skate, you can say, I want the e-skate kit. And it'll come with lights for the front, the back. They may come with the SLFX. They're very customizable with all the mounts and everything like that set up for your e-skate. If you've got a one wheel, they've been recommending these magnetic mounts. I totally agree. I love the magnetic mounts. Right now, I'm in the process of, like I said, I've got the little pieces of mending metal, and I'm slapping them on everything so I can just magnet these things, because they're so easy to take on, take off, because you don't even need to mess with the S-lock. You just yank them off and they pop right off. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about Shredlights. I recommend them to everybody. They are a pricey investment, but what's your safety worth is my argument to that. So again, 10% off of Shredlights. Click on the link in the description and enter coupon code Reno Wheel. Again, we've got a coupon code for thefloatlife.com also. If you go there and type in Reno Wheel as your coupon code, again, that's RENOWHEEL, then you can get 5% off your order there. If you want to go to Alien Rides and pick up an EUC or an EUC accessory, click on the link in the description down there as well. And again, if you want to order a t-shirt, I've got this and a bunch of other designs on my website at renopropulsionlabs.com. So thanks again for watching. Please like, comment below if you have any questions or anything like that. And if you enjoy the content I put out, feel free to hit the subscribe button. We're a pretty small channel still, and every subscriber counts. So I appreciate it, guys. Take care.